Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RemoTED Quick Overview webinar. The hosts of this webinar are Karelia University of Applied Sciences project specialists, Suvi Leppänen and Sanna Ahponen-Keikko.
The purpose of this webinar is to raise awareness of various technological or digital solutions, especially in the social and healthcare sectors, and to get inspired of the ideas the companies will present to us. And just remind you, the webinar will be recorded and it's available on our project website for 2 weeks.
And I will tell you a little bit about our RemoTED project. So the project has started in February this year and is going to continue until the beginning of the 2028. And shortly, the main goal is to strengthen social and healthcare services, particularly in sparsely populated areas, and by enhancing professionals' readiness to adopt digital and technological solutions. And here you can see all the implementing partners among us. There is Lapland UAS, ATU from Ireland, and University of Iceland. And here is the advert. So you can see all the upcoming webinars. Next one is in October and hosted by Ireland ATU. And we also have these webinars in November and December, and you are very welcome to these events also.
Today we will hear about products from 3 different companies that could be utilized in the social and healthcare sector or in education. Every presenter has 15 minutes to introduce their technological or digital solutions. Please post the questions and comments in the chat where they can be answered after the presentation. And a quick question for the presenters. If you want, please share the webinar materials with participants in the chat. Thank you. And so please, Kaisa Nyberg, CEO from LivingSkills, you may begin.
Hello, my name is Kaisa Nyberg from LivingSkills and I come from Finland, and I have made you a video for you where I introduce the LivingSkills solution. Let's have a look.
LivingSkills offers digital tools and online training for social and health professionals. Now, I will explain to you how our online service can help you win the battle against eating disorders. Eating disorders are serious and deadly diseases. In Finland, almost 20% of women had suffered from an eating disorder by early adulthood. After this study, the situation has worsened even more since COVID-19, when eating disorders have multiplied in several Western countries. With traditional methods, only every second patient recovers. The mortality rate of people with anorexia is 6 times higher than that of young people of the same age. There is a clear lack of know-how in more effective methods, and the costs are very high, 110,000 euros per patient in Finland, 70,000 pounds a year in the UK. And the whole family suffers. Let's look at what happens to a family with an eating disorder. The new Maudsley method is the most effective but underused method. Professionals support parents, and parents take responsibility for sufferers eating and help their child fight against the eating disorder. Families are also taught to modify their responses in supportive ways. Faster weight recovery means better prognosis. Outpatient and home care can replace inpatient stay. Treatment is more cost-effective. The results are much more sustainable than with the old methods. LivingSkills enables you to implement the Maudsley method. We offer online skills training for parents and professionals, as well as a digital toolkit to support families. With LivingSkills, you can train a large number of professionals and parents to apply the method, fast, efficient, and affordable. For Maudsley method, our continuing education course is the most popular in Finland. Let's see what our customers say. Both professionals and families have given us excellent feedback about our tools and online training. First, professional feedback. The training was versatile and provided good preparation for implementing family-based treatment. We used the LivingSkills tool with the parents, and we gained a lot of valuable information about the family situation and some pieces of family feedback. Top training and tools, the best help so far. I hope that training is available to everyone. We gained hope and did not feel judged. I got more help from this than from any healthcare visits. LivingSkills provides effective tools for motivating client work and evaluating impact. Invite the client to do a self-assessment of their own skills and development targets. The client commits to working and making changes when they are allowed to choose their own direction and act as the skipper of their own ship. The role of a professional is to act as a pilot and lookout, guiding them to their personal destination. You can see the client's responses in real time from your own computer. LivingSkills tools combine the customer's experiential knowledge and own goals, the professional's expertise, a shared plan and impact information on the same C chart. The tool helps address even the most challenging topics and create a development plan that motivates the client. Through digitalization, both client-specific and organizational impact data can be obtained, which can be used for data-driven management. The motivating work approach of employees is strengthened through professional online training, which is also offered under annual contracts. Client work can be made more efficient, and employee resources can be saved by offering clients online training to support the care relationship. The client can complete online coaching between meetings. In addition to treating eating disorders, we also have tools and online training for other client groups. LivingSkills enables the implementation of evidence-based methods in mental health services, family services, and the treatment of people with intellectual disabilities, among others. Our customers in Finland are mainly from public and private care sector and nonprofit organizations.
I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you for listening, and please ask more. And in this last slide was my contact information, and I will send these slides to you too.
Thank you very much, LivingSkills, for your very interesting presentation about your magic wand. Next, we have a presentation from ThingLink Ltd and Chief Business Development Officer, Aleksi Komu. You are very welcome.
Thank you, Suvi. Great to be here. Let me just share my screen here. Oops. Okay, do you see my screen now? Or the presentation before I start?
Sorry, not yet.
You can see the presentation, right?
No, we can't.
Not yet.
No.
Not
Okay,
yet.
okay. So
Sorry.
this is again the next demo effect. Yeah, it's not sharing right. And window here and here again.
Yes, now we see.
Perfect. Okay, great to be here. Like we introduced, I'm Aleksi from ThingLink. I work very closely with our European clients and partners from education to healthcare and to enterprise. But today I want to focus on healthcare professionals and especially in remote regions, like what's the main focus also in RemoTED project. And I want to show you a solution how I think we could build digital confidence for those professionals where it's needed most in those remote regions. A little bit about us. ThingLink is a Finnish company founded 2010. We have a SaaS platform and it's AI-powered immersive learning solution. And immersive means that learners can experience the things. So many of our users, they have lots of traditional content, PDFs, PowerPoints, static videos, and traditional LMS-based e-learning materials. What our solution does, it helps our users to easily transform those materials, the existing materials that they already have, into more immersive and interactive that makes learning more fun, engaging, and instead of going through the PDFs, you are experiencing the things that you are going to learn. I have a couple of examples that make it very easy to understand what we do. And in healthcare, our vision is that the whole healthcare training, it should be immersive, it should be personalized and seamlessly embedded into the flow of care and not just an individual thing. And as you know, in rural areas, professionals face even more challenges than in big cities. They have staff shortages, and because of those, they have heavy onboarding and they have high consequence tasks over there. And most of the time, the onboarding and training materials, they are quite traditional PDFs, classrooms, one-time trainings that they do on site, but it fades quite quickly. In results, at least what we see with the organizations that we work with, they are stressed, they make more errors, and you get unequal care in the end. And when we have discussions with the healthcare staff, 3 challenges come up again and again. First, access to critical information. Staff can't remember or find what they need in the moment. Second, understanding complex content. Technical information many times overwhelms, especially in diverse multilingual teams. And lastly, keeping skills up to date. Like I said, you all know if you just train the thing once, it fades really quickly. And when you need to do it, you don't remember what to do anymore. So how do we solve these challenges and what our solution does? with ThingLink, anyone can capture and preserve expertise just by photo shooting or scanning the real environment where you normally work. And the best thing is that our solution is very easy to use. You don't need any coding skills, special software, technical background. You use your mobile phone, capture the real hospital environment, or if you already have the content in a PDF, PowerPoint, e-learning form, you can just upload that to ThingLink and let our AI assist you to transform those to something else. And normally the results are faster onboarding, fewer errors, more confident staff. But let me give you an example. I have 2 examples here. We have multiple examples, but 15 minutes time, so I'll give you 2. First, NHS England. The old way of them creating content and using training models, but it was mostly PDF, videos, classrooms, and it was costly, very time consuming, and the retention was quite poor. The new way, when they started to try out ThingLink and creating immersive models and scenario-based simulations that are available everywhere. The whole pilot is in first. We have finalized the first phase and going to the second phase. But even after the first phase, the impact is quite amazing. They cut the training creation time by 80%. So the old way, it used to take 60 hours to create one training module, and now it takes 10 hours. So they can use that time to create 6 more times materials or focus on something else that will matter and create an even bigger impact. Of course, they got major cost and travel savings, but most importantly, again, improved staff readiness and well-being. And I think that's the thing what matters. Here you can see how the whole content creation flow works in ThingLink when you use our AI-assisted scenario builder. So you have some materials, you have PDFs and PowerPoints, and you want to convert or transform them into more interactive and more immersive. You write a prompt, you upload your materials. If you have materials, you can start using ThingLink without any existing materials. Then you choose what kind of learning experience you want to create. This is an older video. We have gamified and scenario-based options also. Then ThingLink analyzes the content that you uploaded in your prompt. You have the learning objectives, content areas. You are free to edit them as you like. Then you're gonna get a structure, like a draft for your training module. This is like a mind map or post-it papers that you put on the wall. But this time you will have a immersive interactive training draft where you have text-based content. You can convert that into a visual content with ThingLink. Then you just like go and take some pictures if you are missing some pictures, record videos, and this is the end result. In a very quick time, you have a scalable training module that your employees will love, which will make them learn faster. It's available everywhere. It embeds seamlessly into the system that you already use. If you have a learning management system, you embed ThingLink there. You use the single sign-on. It sends the data back to you. So it's super easy. The second example comes from Finland. Emergency Services Academy. They started to use ThingLink a year ago to create immersive, always accessible simulations for different use cases. But the idea is that the staff can practice these decision-making and evacuation like scenarios safely again and again, as long as needed. And the great thing of this is that you can have ThingLink, let's say, inside a Moodle. They are using a Moodle, so they can embed ThingLink inside the Moodle. Staff or students, they can learn things before they go to the actual working environment. In this case, ambulance. They learn how to use the different equipments there. And this is super effective already. But how do you support them when they go to the actual ambulance and they don't remember how do you configure some items or how do you use these things? ThingLink also has a native support for augmented reality. So you mark some content as an augmented reality in ThingLink, and through our application, you open the camera, ThingLink will recognize the actual device inside the ambulance and overlays you a step-by-step instruction. How do you use this? How do you set it up? How do you configure it? So you learn some skills before you go to the actual physical working environment, and ThingLink will continue supporting you when you go to the actual place. These two, they were pilots, but like I said, we have been doing this for a long time. We support over 10 million content creators globally. We have 7,600 clients, and our yearly reach is over 300 million learners globally. We have clients like NHS, Stanford, Siemens. We work with the technology partners to build a future-ready solutions. And in Finland, we have 10 well-being services counties using ThingLink. This is something that we are already doing, like being the leader in immersive learning. But we are not planning to stop there. The next big thing, what we are currently building with our partners, it's the context-aware AI. And when you combine this AI with spatial computing, and in healthcare, this can create a trust digital assistant for every clinician, wherever they work. And I think this can be especially powerful for remote healthcare situations. So picture a nurse working alone in a small rural clinic, far from big hospitals. She faces complex equipment and patients in need, but she has no one to call for help. And if you think about what could be a solution for this is the context-aware AI in a spatial learning environment. It looks like this. So this time the nurse, she puts an AI classes, and of course in the future they're gonna be a lot smaller. But if we wanna lead this spatial learning thing, we use the devices that are capable to do this now. In a couple of years, it's gonna be a totally different story. And you can use your tablet or phone too. But now, this time, the nurse will get step-by-step guidance. It appears on her field or on the tablet or phone instantly in her own language. So she just walks to the working environment, ThingLink recognizes everything from 3D point of view. She checks the devices, follows safety steps, learns by doing. Now the uncertainty fades and the whole confidence takes its place. Perhaps the core message for my whole presentation was that the remote professionals, they deserve the same confidence and support as those in large hospitals. And the solution is spatial AI-powered training that makes it possible. We build our solutions together with our partners. So I would love to make this whole thing happen together with RemoTED and make healthcare future ready. So that was my presentation. I will share the link to the chat so you can go through the details in your own time. But if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexi, for your interesting presentation. And please, if you have some questions or comments for Alexi or Kaisa from LivingSkills, please send comments or questions in the chat. But now it's time to our third webinar speaker, Riku Aalto, CEO from Seppo. Please go ahead.
Okay, actually it's Alkio, but never mind.
Oh, sorry.
No worries on that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you see my screen at the moment?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, good. Hey, super nice afternoon, everyone. Like mentioned, my name is Riku. I'm the founder of Seppo. So we are also kind of a 13 years old company working international and more than 40 countries. Thanks, Alexi, for the great presentation. So you might find some similarities between Seppo and ThingLink. So, but we have been focusing a bit more different things in the technology. So like. That's what we do. So it's pretty much said on the title, like double the fun, triple the impact. So like we have a strong pedagogical background in the company. So I have a teacher background, and Seppo is widely used in different organizations like vocational training institutions like polytechnics and universities. But now Seppo is more and more used also with the kind of inside the kind of health and social care institutions. I will go through some pedagogical thinking that we have here, and maybe we can log into one demo game in the end if we have time for that. So I pretty much get excited about the solution. I try to give this in 15 minutes. Already mentioned that we are working like in about 40 countries, and the whole technology is built on the kind of to enhance learning experiences and make learning more contextual in that sense, like active participation and like using strongly game mechanics to engage and motivate the students. So that's what we do. And the students, they can be from different ages. But especially how we have seen this, that the kind of, if we think about the millennials and the kind of the people entering now in the working life, like the generation Z, for example, like employees from 18 to 30, but then again also the older ones, we can help them to kind of get engaged with the training thing. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing that we would do. What Seppo is, like Seppo is a new concept to kind of turning any training program. You bring your content, like in ThingLink, so the content can be anything, or it can be a lesson plan, or it can be an educational campaign for the public. So we help you to turn that into a interactive and activating game with no coding whatsoever as well. So we have done all the coding for you. Just kind of a type in or kind of upload your material. So Seppo turns that into an interactive game. I picked a couple of screenshots here, so you will see that like also try to also explain what are the important parts that we have built on the technology. This is actually from a Swiss company, and about their strategy implementation, like how they are communicating the company new strategy, which is quite often quite actually abstract thing for the employees to understand. So this is like in all the Seppo games, there's a kind of a game board. We would try to visualize, give a holistic view for the learners. What is the topic that they are learning? So with Seppo, you can kind of include different kinds of background materials like short video clips, short audio clips, or the text or the images. But the idea is that, hey, the kind of the user experience for the end user, it's really engaging and like all the content can be created or uploaded to the games very easily with no special IT skills needed. So, but the main thing for the educational part is that, hey, it's like the multimedia used really widely, and it's really visual. This is an example of a kind of from a UK university. They were explaining about how their environment is kind of supporting carbon neutral principles. So like short video clips from different kind of environments like you can make simulations with the platform. That's one opportunity as well. And then like Seppo has been also supporting from the beginning. So actually the thing is that, hey, with Seppo, you can take the learning from inside the classroom to the real world settings, like and make a really kind of a location-based games as well. So like learning and studying the real world phenomena in a real world settings by opening the task on the location that you need to go. With the same tool, actually, you can create kind of a different kinds of learning experiences, and these are kind of the main three one. But then we have also a new one, which is a 3D games, right? Like giving the students or the participants a really kind of a game-like experience within a virtual 3D world. So that's also possible. But who are we working mainly with kind of with Seppo? Who are the target audiences? Of course, like now we are discussing with the University of Applied Sciences. Yeah, that's one of the kind of the higher education institutions. They are widely using Seppo for different training or learning purposes, teaching purposes. But of course, like with vocational training institutions as well, and then actually our main target audience are the teachers. So Seppo is an authoring tool for teachers if you are teaching in the higher ed or vocational training. So like with Seppo, you can turn your lesson plans into a game. But then we are also working with like in the as we are now talking about the kind of the welfare, social welfare kind of a segment. So like there are quite many social and healthcare institutions, organizations that are using Seppo already for different purposes. But then also we are working with the kind of municipalities, or like if you're planning to have a campaign for like young adults or the families, Seppo allows you to kind of create public games, gamified experiences for those as well. But then we are working actively with like different sizes of companies, and like Seppo is widely used for in employee training employees. But if we think about like how to use Seppo and where to use Seppo and social healthcare kind of a segment, so I see that there are three opportunities also for this kind of this project, like RemoTED thing, like inside the organization. If you want to onboard, like Alex was also mentioning about kind of there's a lot of improvement to be done in the onboarding processes. Like people are like kind of the staff is suffering for, they have so much things on their table. Like if you can cut the time that is needed from the regular or kind of a permanent stuff for doing onboarding, so that really saves the time, but also kind of gives standardized quality for the onboarding processes. So Seppo has been also used for kind of a safety training, DE and Y training, like the different kind of training needs that everybody needs to kind of complete. And then there's kind of course, if you want to train some customer service, soft skills, or kind of a collaboration skills, so those are done in the organizations. But if we think about like your like educational organizations in the higher ed, for example, like you can really easily create games for the students. It can be about some substance, like about the diseases or something like that, or it can be about how to meet the customers, like how if you are entering to a kind of a senior person's home, so how you should be acting. So like training with the game, like how to meet your customers. And like of course Seppo has been widely used also for the kind of gamify the internship, so you can invite also kind of the employer to take part on the training part as well. But then and on the right hand side, I like the public campaigns, like already mentioned, so you can create a game on openly on the website, and then people can just log in by scanning the QR code or using the link. So there are different ways how you can use Seppo for different audiences. I mentioned that we are working also already with some kind of a healthcare institutions, like the city of Helsinki has been using Seppo for several years, and now during 2 years ago, so like they also started to use with their healthcare and social services, and like they have been using it widely for kind of for internal training needs. And then Keski-Suomen, Itä-Uudenmaan hyvinvointialueella, Siun Sote, they are using Seppo both for kind of in training, like how to diagnose some diseases, but then also like about onboarding the stuff about the whole organization, which can be quite complex, but like onboarding new employees, so that's typical case for them. And like, for example, Sydänsairaala in Tampere, they started to use Seppo for onboarding. About introducing the sepelvaltimotauti symptoms for the kind of just graduated students, and then but they are using Seppo for onboarding and several training needs. But like then we are using Seppo is used quite many in the quite many kind of University of Applied Sciences for kind of gamifying the actual courses. But what we want to achieve, like what is the pedagogy? I think that is for me as a teacher, having a teacher background. So this is the most important kind of slide in the deck is that like, hey, why to use gamification and what we mean by gamification. Whenever you are creating a course or content for the game, I think that there's always the information, the knowledge part that's the topic that you want to teach with a game. But then like with the game, we also want to change the behavior, like how people are behaving according to the kind of the knowledge that they are receiving, and like what kind of skills you want the participants to learn in the game. So these are really kind of the core topic of the game that will be created. But like then what is kind of the impact of gamification? So I think that it's the narrative, it's kind of how we touch the emotions, how we make the engagement, how we invite players or participants to the game. So I think that that's really important thing and that's where the gamification part really comes along. So you can touch it, hey, you can give a touch of a personalized feeling for the participants. And then like on the right hand side, the kind of the smaller balloons, they are more like the effects or the impact of the gamification. Everything must be kind of really well designed so that people understand that it's kind of created just for them. And I think that what we want to achieve with the game is like people are reflecting on their own behavior according to the kind of the learning goals that are introduced in the game. So these are kind of the core things that we want should be included in all the games. Alex also mentioned that ThingLink have a kind of implemented AI. We have done that as well. So like our Sage, like Seppo AI game engine, like you can upload any PDF or PowerPoint or text document. So it turns the kind of the game into turns the kind of the material into a ready-made game in 10 minutes. So like it saves a lot of kind of the manual work. I already mentioned that like there are different ways how to use Seppo for different kind of training needs, like outdoor, like simulations or kind of having a learning path, or then the kind of 3D game. So those are all done, and like you can also create with an AI tool, you can create 3D games with no coding based on your materials. So that's what we do. And like, yeah, of course we can do the white label thing also with Seppo. But like just quickly, if we have still a couple of minutes just to show you like in the real life thing. So like, yes, 360 images can be used and you can upload them. Everything can be done from your materials. So that's one thing. And like if we think about the 3D game, so this is also what you can do with Seppo, is like you can just kind of have a real game like feeling in the with your materials. So like there can be the images, there can be an audio file, and then you can just kind of turn and offer players or participants a really game-like experience from in different environments. So if you want people to kind of study their safety things on with a 3D environment, so that's also doable in that sense. And then like if you would thinking about using Seppo for the RemoTED, so like you could have your own organizational library where you can share the games internally, and like people can go create the games if you want to do them with such. So sharing the content between users, so it's really easy with Seppo as well. Also happy to answer some questions if you have those in mind, but like, and I will share also kind of my presentation afterwards. Thank you for the time, and if you have some questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Sorry, my camera is still not working, but thank you so much, Riku, for your presentation. At this point, I think we want to thank also our technological host, Mira Koskenniska from Lapland UAS. Thank you, Mira. And actually, I think we have a little bit time if you have any questions. Now it's possible to ask if you have something in your mind for our presentators. So you're welcome to ask.
Okay, if there is no questions in this time, so you can send them. Oh, there is one. Carla, please.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I have a question about Seppo. My question is, well, once that you have the game, this can be in different devices, yeah?
Yes.
And the question is, can we see how the student is getting in the progress of the activity, or can we do we have that type of data that we can work with, like if they how many times they have been playing, if they get stuck, or if they lose motivation to keep going? Yeah, all these things. Is there kind of dashboard or?
Yeah, good question. So yeah, like when you design the game, you can design it to be played kind of a fully standalone, like with a full automated thing. Normally, like in the kind of an educational game, so like there's a teacher is monitoring the game, like giving online feedback for the participants if you want. So like yes, you can see how they are doing. Like you can follow them real time. And of course, like after the game, we have these reporting parts, so you can see that how much time they have spent in the game, and like what was the most difficult task, and like what was the easiest one, so the reporting parts are there available for you as well. But yeah, it depends like how do you want to do it. Like if you want to kind of take part on the learning and give online feedback for it for the students, so that's totally possible. Like it's really interactive also, not just between the players, but like also with the teacher or the instructor and the player side as well. And like what we can also do, or we have done kind of quite many times, like we have done the integration, like if you want to export the data from Seppo, from the individual game, for example, to Moodle or some other learning management system. So the integration allows you also kind of export the data from individual game to a kind of another platform. If you have, for example, if you have a compulsory training that everybody needs to do, and then it can be done through a game, so we can export the data.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, Steino.
Yes, hi. Thank you all very much for this presentation. I have a question for the first presentation, which I think was the living skills, right? I'm thinking about how do people get access, or how do they find this solution? Is it like you are using it in Finland, right? And how do people get into the program or to use this?
Yes, so we have B2B customers in Finland. For example, these health districts, and professionals give an access to their patients or families.
So is it like the general practitioner or a nurse or a psychiatrist?
We are just sending. We are sending a link where can subscribe in info this solution and
Okay,
also
yeah.
these training courses they have some we just need their email address and we can send a link to the courses.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they have to be in touch with like a health or social professional before they can start using this.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
But we have also some courses that families can buy themselves from our website. But mostly our clients are B2B customers.
This is a tool to the relationship in a health and social care. So if you mean that.
Okay, thank you. And I think we have still time for one question if there is any.
Can I comment? So yeah, can I comment just quickly like how we normally work with the with the kind of a project like this Hanke or that are funded like from the EU or like from kind of other funding resources. So like we normally what we offer kind of expertise on like what if you want to create a training for certain needs. So we said that we sit down together with you, like we explain like how we see the gamification and like with this topic, like how the game, what is the added value that gamification can bring, and how to design the learning experience so that it's really kind of targeted for the audience. Like if you are thinking about kind of how to activate, for example, or how to help social and healthcare professionals, for example, if they are senior employees, like how they can learn new technology. So like then we think that okay, this is a target audience, how we should target the topic or the content to them, and like what game features should be implemented there. So we see ourselves as a pedagogical experts on like how to bring gamification, how that supports the learning outcomes. And then of course we kind of offer you the technology where you can recreate the games on your own. But like we see that we are also experts on the pedagogical side. And like if you have a kind of a certain training team, so we are happy to participate and kind of train the trainers part and then like help you to get started with the tool. So we are not, I'm sure that ThingLink is the same, that we are not just giving you the technology, but we are also supporting how you can get started and give us both our kind of companies have given the expertise that we have gathered during the years, like what are the most effective kind of ways how people learn. So that's what we normally kind of we offer the workshops where we discuss these things, but then of course the technology is the kind of the main part as well.
Okay, thanks. And Aleksi.
Well said, Rico. Thank you. And I just wanted to mention that we can also do very lightweight, like proof of concepts. Just activate ThingLink for you. You can try it out, see what's the feedback, how people will think about if they get this kind of content. And the same goes with Seppo, because you need to experience and feel that the videos and the presentations are nice, and we both have lots of examples to share. But when it's your content transformed into a gamified game with Seppo or immersive experience with ThingLink, then they'll get it. Your environment, your materials. So we are both happy to help in these, and hopefully you'll contact us after the webinar.
Thank you. And I think it's time to thank you all, especially our great presenters, for your participation. And please remember to respond to our very, very short feedback survey. You can find the link in the chat. And just remind you that the recording of the webinar will be accessible for a period of 2 weeks on our website. So thank you and have a nice week.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.